All right, friends, I am back for the third part of this fun tutorial. So we have made our papers. We have made our tape. And now we're going to make our flap. And next week we'll put it all together. So what you need for this is an old envelope, scissors, glue, the paper we've made, if you've made splattered tape, if you have scrap paper laying around, if you have a photo that you like. I have a little sprocket, that's what it is. I have a sprocket printer, and basically that's it. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is cut this envelope. Just like that. If you want to use a cutter, you can do that because you'll probably cut it straighter than I will. Now, I use the ones with the window because I think it's really fun to put something inside that window. So I have my tissue paper that I've done, and I'm going to tear it down to size. And then I'm going to glue it in here. And the way I'll do that is I'll take my art glitter glue and go around the vellum, tuck my paper in, and that will be that. So next I'm going to run some glue down the edge of this and glue that shut. Now I'm going to fold it, and depending which direction your page is going to go in, mine went this way, that will be your front. And I folded it the wrong way. It's because you want this to show up. All right, let me move this. Now you're basically going to cover all the white area on the front and back, except for the flap that gets glued. So let me bring this back. When I put this back into my book, I'm going to glue it down, and I want this part to show, and it will flap like this. So I'm going to cover the front and the inside, and then I don't have to worry about this back part. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to use the paper that I did with the tape, and I'm going to collage all this on like so and trim it. Something that's fun is to overlap this edge and then glue it down so that a little tiny bit of it shows through on the opposite side. Then I'll trim it here. And then I'm going to make a little cut that way. And instead of trimming this off, I'll use it on the inside. No, really, I'm going to use it on the inside. Okay, glue down, go, go. Maybe I'll just trim these little pieces. Put a little bit more glue here. Hold that. Okay, so now I'm going to put something on the top, and I think I like this paper. Put a little bit here. Trim. I like this color, and it fits pretty nicely right here, so I'm just going to add that right here. And then I have just a little tiny bit poking out here, so I have some of this antique tape that I made, which, yes, I have a tutorial for you on this. I will link it in the description. So I'm going to fold that over, and we have the front covered. Now I'm going to open it, and I think I will use this little bit of paper. Right here. And I'll trim it. And then, because I have a little spot that is open, I'll use some of this tape and maybe just run it down the edge like that. Okay, and then, oh, let's try, this is fun. This is a really nice piece. So I'm going to use that whole piece on there. Glue that. Trim the back. And then maybe down here. Oh, this is fun. I like this tape. And yes, I have tutorials for this splatter tape. It's really fun. I'll add some more up here. Actually, let's move that over right to the crease. And I like this green piece of tissue. And I like this little bit for right here. And I think I'm going to add this right here. This is pretty cool on the other side as well. If you want to use that, you could do that too. Okay, like that. And then I have one area to cover. And I think I'll just put a little bit of this. So I've covered all the area. Like this. This is the front. And you'll open the flap. And then this will be glued down on the page. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little ribbon so you can pull it. And I'll show you how to do that. I have a little scrap ribbon here, and I'm just going to fold it like this. Okay, and then I'm going to, on the front, just staple that. And you can't really see it here, but if you want to, you can put a piece of paper over that so you don't see it or feel it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a little tag. This I had from, gosh, could not even tell you where I got this. I had it in a drawer somewhere. So I'm going to show you a little bit different way to make something like this. I have a craft paper tag that I'm going to cut into a square. Perfect. I have this cool little stamp that's going to make the edge for me. I'm going to take my craft paper, okay, so what it did is it made a tab, and I'm going to glue this tab here. Just like that. So now you have your little tag with a tab. If you want, you can add some washi tape or floral tape, or even a little bit of the paper that you have made. I'm going to add a little bit of the tape that I have right here. You know what, let's do, I'm going to add that first. Yeah, that would have been smart. Okay, then I'm going to tear this in half, because what we're going to do is add a word right here. Then I'm going to re-glue this. Like so, and we're going to stamp a word on here. All right, so I got these stamps at Hobby Lobby on clearance about a year ago. If you don't have a picture, you could cut out something in a magazine that you like and glue it on here, and then make a word on your tag. But since I have a picture of a sunset, I'm going to stamp the word sunset. All right, so don't push too hard on these, because look what happens. If you do this and you don't like it, take a little piece of tape and kind of make it part of your card and hide it. Yep, you can do that. And do it again. You can do that. All right, so here is the S. Much better, don't you think? Yes. All right, so I have my handy dandy little ball pin safety pin that I'm going to tie a little ribbon on. And with that, I will add some little seed beads. These are clear. You can use whatever color you like. And then what I will do is move all that to there, up a little bit. Come on. And then I'm going to just poke that through and close it. Sorry. Okay. So I have that. Let's close this so I don't have seed beads everywhere. Now I'm going to glue that here, and I want just a little bit more fluff, and I have some fusible webbing that I've used, and I'm going to tear that, and I'm going to add it right here, and then I'm going to glue down that whole thing. Okay, and then if you have a magazine picture or a photo or a stamp or something, you can add that. I'm going to add mine right here. And now, you have your flap for the inside of the journal. All right, go to town, have fun, collect all those envelopes. I might even put some more in there because it's pretty. Don't forget, like and subscribe. We're going to finish up this amazing project next week. And I hope you have fun creating. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get notifications of when the next video is coming up. All right, my friends, I will see you next week.